There is so much rich content out there, so many great podcasters, so many great books. You're probably a lot like me where I just can't get enough of this stuff and I'm listening to stuff at 1.5x, sometimes 1.7x. I want to consume more and more great information. And a lot of times I ask myself, man, where do these guys get these great ideas from? And I'm reminded of a Ben Franklin quote where he says, originality is the art of concealing your sources. And so, yeah, it could sound like an original thought, but if you trace it, yeah, it's kind of been around a while. There's not a whole lot of original thoughts out there. And this particular episode, this is not an original Jamie Hepp thought. This is a John Maxwell lesson that we're going to talk about here today, the 5 Levels of Leadership by John Maxwell. And several of you have asked, hey, could you run an episode on the 5 Levels of Leadership? This stuff is rich and very applicable to our business. And so years ago, I had lunch with John. I was lucky enough to meet John Maxwell, and I let him know, hey, listen, we love your stuff. I mean, you've written close to 100 books, and it seems like every one of your books is just, it's made. You wrote this book for our business. It's like you've been a rep before in our business, and you've built a crew. And so he's loving, obviously, these compliments. And I was really fishing for permission, like, do I have your permission to teach your stuff? I mean, this is not my stuff. I didn't write the book, you did. And so John's like, Jamie, I love it. I love that you guys are using this material. I hope that you're growing. I hope there's value from this material. So that was kind of my way of, okay, John, thank you very much. Let me teach your stuff. So this episode, the 5 Levels of Leadership from John Maxwell. As I'm walking through the 5 levels of leadership, I'm going to be referencing this diagram here, these different steps or levels, if you will, the 5 levels of leadership. Leaders are at one of these 5 levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to go through the details of this. But as we're going through these details, I want you to be asking yourself 2 questions. One, how do I look at my leader, the person that's teaching me, the person that I'm learning from? What leadership level are they at in my eyes? Okay, so that's one question. How am I looking at my leader? And question 2, how are your people looking at you? Do your people look at you as a level 1 leader, a level 2 leader, so on and so forth? So again, as we're going through this, just be thinking of that. How am I looking at my leader and how are my people looking at me? So let's get into this. Level 1, the position level. You're new to an organization. Okay, a new person comes in, you're looking at your boss at a position level. Listen, I follow you because I have to. You're my boss. You're giving me the paycheck. Okay, so immediately people are coming into an organization looking at the leader as a level 1. Hopefully as leaders we can move up that ladder and people look at us as level 2, 3 and beyond, but immediately it's a level 1. It's an entry level leadership. Okay, so if somebody's in the organization for a long period of time, however, and they're still looking at their leader as a positional level, well, usually those people, those employees, are thinking to themselves, what's the least amount of work that I need to do to not get fired? They're not inspired to grow. The best of them is not coming out. So really, as leaders, we do not want to be there for a long period of time. We don't want to be position leaders. People follow us because they have to. We want to be moving up. So let's get into number 2. Level 2 is the permission level. People don't follow you because they have to. People follow you because they like you. The likability factor, for sure. And so as leaders, we want to bring this to the table quickly. Like from the time really you meet them, there's a good amount of time spent really developing a relationship, taking a personal interest in somebody. Not somebody who's just talking, but somebody with great ears who's listening, who's really genuinely trying to get to know the other person. That's building equity in the relationship. That's really what we're looking for. And so I think a lot of people, when you hear this, you're like, oh, listen, I'm great at building relationships. You know, I do it in the field with selling. I'm doing it with building a crew. But my question to those people is, hey, people that are like you, obviously it's easy to build relationships with people that have common interests. But what about the people that don't have common interests? Are you getting those people to buy into you quickly? And so again, the key to that is, are you just genuinely interested? Are you concerned about people? Do you take an interest in people? And if you are genuine in that, well, then you're going to be building that equity in that relationship. If it's insincere and like, oh, listen, I'm building a relationship, let me just go through a checklist of questions I've already got rehearsed in my mind, and the individual can tell, you're just not genuinely interested in me, you're going to be a position 1 leader to that person. You want to be a position 2, people follow you because they like you, get to know them, get the personal interest, be genuine in that relationship. Level 3 leadership, production level. People follow you because they respect you. Now, why do they respect you? Because you're getting the job done. You're winning. You're performing. I think of the Michael Jordans of this world, the Kobe Bryants of this world. There's a proven track record that this guy wins. And people are drawn and attracted to winners. Nobody's attracted to losers, right? You're performing. You're winning. People are hanging on to your coattails. So that's what a production level leader is all about. You're performing, you're getting the respect of the people around you. So think about it. They followed you because they had to, they followed you because of the positional leader. They followed you because they like you. Now they follow you because they respect you. You're getting more and more equity in that relationship. Level 3 leadership. Level 4, the people development level. If level 3 is about production, right? They respect you, you're producing, the production level. Well, at this level, it's the reproduction level. That they're better, they're leveling up because of you, okay? They associate their success with following your lead, following your example. So that's extremely powerful. When I think of the level 4 leaders in my life, people like Gary Polson, it's one thing for me to say, listen, I'm a better man because of Gary. It's another thing for my wife to say, you're a better man, you're a better husband because of Gary. That's powerful. You talk about equity and you talk about buy-in to the relationship and to the leadership. Again, people development level. This is where many of us are drawn to the business because when you really unpack it, it's a coaching business. Your job is to help people grow. It starts with the entry-level sales. My job is to teach you how to make money. But again, you really get bought into I'm a full-time teacher. I'm a full-time people developer. So again, I think many of us are drawn to the business because of that. Well, you ultimately want your people to look at you as a level 4 leader. They're a better person today because of you and your influence. Extremely powerful, the people development level. Level 5, personhood level. So you can't set a goal, according to John, you can't set a goal to become a level 5 leader. All you can do is set a goal to become a level 4 leader. That's the highest level you can really shoot for. But if you've done it for so long with so many people, and you've got a great team of people around you that look at you as a level 4 leader, they're all better people because of you, well, you're then elevated to this personhood level, kind of like a legendary level, right? The John Woodens of this world, the John Maxwells of this world. There's enough people that say, man, Maxwell has influenced me, made an impact on my life. That's how you get to the personhood level, really the highest level of leadership here, according to John Maxwell. I asked you to think about how you look at your leader and how your people look at you. So let's close this episode really with that train of thought. How are your people looking at you? At what level do your people see you at? And here's really the next steps for all of us. Look at your people. You can even bluntly ask them, hey, at what level do you look at me? Am I a level 2 leader to you? Am I level 3? Am I level 4? Let's get some blunt dialogue. So let's say with Bob, you're a level 2 leader, and with Sally, you're a level 3 leader. Well, the action items are, what steps can I take? What can I do for my people to look at me one level higher? Okay? What can I do with Bob? I want Bob to look at me as a level 3 leader just like Sally does. So what action items can I take to get more buy-in from Bob to look at me as the Kobe Bryant at that production level? Or with Sally, she looks at me like the Kobe Bryant. She looks at me as a level 3 leader. What can I do to get Sally to look at me at the next level as a level 4 leader, that I'm a people developer? She's a better person today because of me. So again, size your people up and look inside and ask yourself, what can I do to level up one notch with each player and just think of the compounding effects that are going to happen with your team and your career. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're really interested to get more information, right, rather than just, Jamie's flyover here, read John's book, The 5 Levels of Leadership.